Hi, I'm Chef Stephen Hunter. Welcome to the Culinary Institute of Canada. Today we're making lobster bisque. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the shells from the lobster and some aromatics to create a lobster stock. And with the lobster stock we're going to make a wonderful creamy lobster soup or a bisque. First thing we're going to do is start with a little bit of cooking oil. We've got a roasting pan on the stovetop. We've got a roasting pan. We're going to add a little bit of butter. We're going to preheat our butter and our oil. Okay, once our butter and our oil is frothy, we're going to add our mirepoix or our vegetables. Here we've got celery, and some carrot, and some onion, and we're going to saute those together. We're going to add a little bit of salt to our mirepoix. We're going to add a little tomato paste. This will caramelize in there, and it gives it a nice color at the end. The stock in the end, give it a nice color and a little bit of rich earthy flavor. We're going to add some garlic. Okay, now we're ready for the lobster shells. We're going to add those and toss it all together. Okay, now we've got everything mixed together. What we want to do is put it in a nice hot oven. We're going to roast it at about 375 in a preheated oven for about half an hour. Okay, our shells are roasted, so I'm going to take them out of the oven. They smell delicious. Now we're going to take our lobster shells and some of the vegetables. We're going to move it into the pot here because we're going to make a stock now with our roasted shells. Now we're going to put our vegetables in there. We don't have to worry about getting every last one because we're going to deglaze the pan now. So we're going to start with a little bit of white wine and brandy. Brandy's a classic in a bisque. It adds nice flavor. Okay, we're scraping up any bits that are stuck to the bottom of the pan. That's where the flavor is. We can add that to our stock. We're going to add a little clam juice, some bay leaf, some tarragon, just a sprig. You don't have to worry about cutting the herbs up because we're going to strain everything out of this after. And then we're just going to add enough water to cover the shells. And we're just going to bring that up to a simmer, and then we're going to turn it down so it's a slow simmer throughout the cooking time. We're going to cook it for about an hour, hour and a half. We've been simmering our lobster stock for an hour now, so we're ready to strain it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a slotted spoon and we're going to remove some of the vegetables from the bisque. We're going to blend that in with the stock once it's strained. Okay, now we're going to strain our stock. We've just got a conical strainer, a medium-sized one. It doesn't have to be really fine. So we're going to strain all the shells out. Now, if you don't have a conical strainer, you can use just a basket strainer. You can use a colander and strain it into a large bowl. It doesn't really matter. Now we're going to blend our soup with some cooked white rice and the vegetables. The white rice is going to thicken it. And then we're going to season it up and finish it off. We're going to strain our soup through a fine strainer, and if you don't have a fine strainer, you can use cheesecloth. Right now we're just going to bring it back up to a simmer, and we're going to season it, and we're going to add a little bit of cream to it. We're going to add some chopped herbs, a little bit of chopped chives. We're going to add a little bit of chopped tarragon. Season it a little bit, and then we're going to give it a taste, and then we can season a little more before we add our cream. We're adding whipping cream here, so don't try to skimp out and use coffee cream because the soup will split. Okay, the cream will separate. Okay, so now the soup is pretty much done. We're going to bring it back up to temperature, and we're going to cook some garnish for it. And what better for a lobster soup than lobster? So this is the lobster you've picked from the shells, your leftover lobster from the night before, or the day before, and we're going to just saute it in a little bit of butter. Okay, our bisque is ready to go. We're just going to plate it now. It's nice consistency, beautiful aroma. And we're just going to put in a shallow pool because we want that lobster to kind of stand up in the center of it. Bit of lobster meat right in the center. A little bit of fresh chives for garnish, and a few whole chives. Chefs love their garnish. And that's it. Lobster bisque.